Greetings, mortals. I am Natus, one of the rulers of the underworld, or specifically Manga Hell. And today I'm going to react to the newest chapter of My Academia, chapter 358, titled The Guy Who's Made Some Progress. Kind of a long title that's kind of not really. I mean, I get it's supposed to. The meaning of the name, title, but I don't really see anything like something that would really a striking title, just kind of boring. And in case you're curious, this chapter doesn't at all focus on, doesn't pay off at all at the All for One chapter in last week or last 2 weeks. I think it was last week. Well, who cares? So yeah, it's kind of so yeah. No, I'm actually kind of curious at this point if there's gonna be like a thing when we're building up to maybe there's like a big move that really brings Shiaki down a bit or actually does some damage to Shiaki, but then at the end of the chapter, the next chapter, after that, we reveal oh yeah, why were you all focusing on that? Everything else around this fight went to shit. So yeah, you guys are losing right now, but I don't know really. We will see on that front. So anyways, we start this off with that city they built to fight Shigaki in. As we see Shigaki just kind of hanging off of some of the hands in the area as he's saying, "So all you can do is flee." As we just see a bunch of destruction. As I think we are actively seeing another bunch of hands attacking everything. Now, I'm one of my friends actually got into a discussion on how quick Shigaraki is regenerating this whole. How quick does Shigaraki produce these arms? And I'm honestly curious, how quickly do you think? Because I feel like milliseconds is the slowest for Shigaraki to be producing these number of hands. I'm not exactly sure. So yeah. Anyways, then we cut to where Sanita is as he's getting attacked by the fingers as he's dodging them. And he also screams "Yeah!" And then we see Najiri there's "Sun Eater!" And then she quickly takes a look around her as she sees another tentacle, let's just say, of hands just going there. She protects them, and she has her supposed to be serious angry face, but it's like that whole poofy face, I'm angry. That face. So yeah, she's kind of just having that. As then we see that then one of actually by the visual here, it seems like someone maybe this is Nadre being sent to another hand. So the way it's like one bunch of Shiaki's hands here, and then another bunch behind her, then pushing her into that collage of fingers or hands or whatever. Although that you could just say, or maybe it's supposed to be down, but by the looks of things, it seemed like it was like more like this sound effect than this effect. As then we see Best Genius there, he's like, "Keep on your toes. We have to keep moving." As he's running through the wires, which I feel like I really must have to start being reduced by the number right now because just the sheer number of hands that's active right now. Uh, then we have Best saying, "Last he swallow us up, continue to invade and target his core." And then we see Bakugo and Miracle just jumping around, dodging it, as well as a nice shot of Miracle's ass. So yeah, something is getting serious right now. As then we have guys still Bastian screaming, the surging hands are surely a massive threat, but in exchange he's forsaken their mobility, reminiscent of All Might's. I guess he's not fighting the way how he went up against All Might, which to be fair does make sense. I mean, those hands do seem to be connected to his main body to a degree, so yeah. But even so, I don't really think that's a good thing because again, alright, great, he's not fighting, moving around like All Might. Well, he can still fucking punch you later like All Might. So yeah. Regardless, anyways, while we have in that board ball, we actually see Atshot finally doing something. As he's moving around some of the hands to avoid his very small form. As then we see one batch of hands going completely through as he completely cuts these hands up. As like pull fat throttle as he destroys some. But yeah, immediately after that, some of the hands start to regenerate as immediately Achat goes back into his small needle form or whatever it's called. As just like asserts that this is not he asserts that this is not the doing of a quirk, but rather simple growth. I a dubious claim, which is true. I mean, these things are gonna generate quickly. Like again, it's difficult to tell how quickly this is because we know manga and all that. But this is immediately being destroyed, and before I would say even everything is fallen down, already immediately growing new. So yeah, you do have to question that statement. So, anyways, then we have Shiraki speaking in a way that could be more interpreted as All For One speaking, as Shiraki starts saying, as he's just like kind of like halfway kind of sitting, like halfway leaning to his hands being spraying off him. It's like the more the All For One quirk takes root within me, the more my body adapts to the legion of stockpiled quirks within, along with various environmental factors. My body is groping around for its ideal form. Understand, Shinya Kahimaru, I guess that's Acha's real name, and like, with this body and this power, all will come to rest in the palm of my hand. As we see him like doing that whole like that hand pose where it's like supposed to you're having like a globe or something in the hands as it's over a mountain or something. As there we have All For One speaking for Sugar's body, like giving rise to a world of my own, for one beyond me entirely. Appearance, form, function, for a world split beyond any hope of status quo. All that awaits is swish and destruction. These massive disparities give rise to incomprehension. And then we see Bakugo listening to that as he's moving around it, as often from Shiro speaks, but and the lack of understanding in turn leads to dread and rejection. That's the present state of the world, no? But under my rule, all will be united as the exploited class. All will be equal. Don't heroes yearn for world peace? Is it that hard to imagine actually taking a step towards that? So I'm not sure if Overwatch is trying to convince them to join him because of the unique quirks that will be real good in his army, or if he's just like just bullshitting them with this. I guess he's just bullshitting them with this. So yeah. No, I'm actually kind of, I kind of do want to see what the world looks like with All For One in control of it, if I'm being totally honest. Because this is actually something I'm curious. Like, whenever we hear about a statement like, a villain wants to create their own world, I would always want to see, like, what exactly would that look like? Like, if, in terms of if, like, maybe we can use how they lead the organization as, like, a blueprint, but I actually do legitimately would like to see how things would go. Would, like, Shigaraki, well, Overwatch, he's showing his body like laying there on like a giant throne, while Spinner and Gigatomakia are beside on his left and right side. They're looming over everything with like I don't know, five maids behind him or something, thing all serving him. Like I'm actually really curious, how would it look like if All For One were to win him? I mean, we know it's not gonna happen, but I'm just curious how that would look like. So, anyways, then we have Bakugo return to him. Look, I don't know if that's Shiraki or All For One joining on right now. Now, as then we get to one of those weird monologue bubbles, as we have Bakugo saying, "All this exercise helped me stock up more than enough. Time to whip out that what a support course made for me." As you can see, like something coming out of the Bakugo's through some kind of weird mechanical things being produced, which honestly kind of looks like old Quirk, well made by Quirk. Honestly, as they would see like two gun turrets being made behind him, as Bakugo saying, "But either way, I'm about to hurl from hearing it. Ever since coming to nothing but yap yap yap." Which is true. Overall, does speak way too much. As there we get the Bakugo's, I guess, thing that was built up beforehand, as we have the a bunch of like, actually not just two, like we have like 6 giant cannons behind Bakugo right now, as well as like a one, actually two like smaller kind of like battle shooters. As we have the next thing, we have the next thing, suppression heavy mobile unit, Strawfed Panzer. Not unfortunately not Guns and Panzer, but still Panzer in the title. As my Bakugo already has some of the coolest names if you're being honest. As then he's all there serious and ready with these bullets. As then Bakugo's like, hope you're ready to be Swiss cheese. I mean, from what we've seen the last one, I don't think turning him to Swiss cheese is actually gonna do anything, Bakugo. But anyways, there Bakugo just going there and going full commando as he's like just blasting everything around him. Hopefully, Best Genius and Miracle got away from the damage, so otherwise they're fucked. Like those two, if they got turned to Swiss cheese, would actually be a problem. So anyways, then we have Bakugo stabbing. Gotta destroy his real body! All of us together! As then we have a Miracle. I think I see Miracle and I don't know. I'm not sure if that's someone thing else. I'm just confused. Maybe it's just I think it's just Best Genius and maybe someone else. Going right there. As then we see her like jumping. Thank God they are not in that range. As then we had. I'm not sure if that's Miracle saying or Best Genius. Someone's like, "What as a team?" Well, you guys are pretty much working together as a team. Like, I don't know why you just now realize this is a team fight. As then we cut to Monoma and at Eraserhead, and we see actually Monoma's eyes being extremely covered by extremely like crying right now. I guess even now I guess even having eyes being kept from being dried out is starting to hurt. As we have Bakugo's in the mind saying, while Monoma and Sensei have still got his quirks locked down with erasure. Then we got to where Yoshiwaki and the manga and those electric guys are. As Bakugo says, while Kaminai's team is still keeping the area powered up. As then we got to Jojoro's group as they're being fed and all that. As Bakugo's like, while Jojoro and them are still replacing the ground to stand on. As then we see Bakugo having like a more calm, serious expression, active right now, which I'm surprised. Which actually now I'm thinking about it. How exactly are they even able to keep the ground stable while Shogun is constantly like overflowing with their hands? Like, wouldn't their hands just be leaking in by now? As in, anyways, back to Bakugo. Then we see like a bit of a flashback. The panel as we have like the first chapter where we had Izuku running towards the Bakugo when he was being attacked by Sludge Villain. As then I'm guessing we have Bakugo speaking to himself. Since I don't think anyone says that, although maybe Izuku did say that. Anyways, the statements are, and that lack of understanding in turn leads to dread and rejection. Actually, I think that's what Shiaki said last time in this chapter. Actually. As then we cut back to the presents, we get like a bunch of hands being destroyed. And then we have Bakugo saying, you want to talk about some big disparity, lack of understanding, drat? And then he continues going, as Bakugo then says, guess what? I've long since taken all that crap to heart. And then we continues blasting through it. And then we're just surprised by that statement from Bakugo. It's like, Bakugo? And as they're Bakugo screaming, and I've seen a real step towards progress with all that. As then we see some of the buildings destroyed and the hands being obliterated. I guess this is supposed to demonstrate just how much he destroyed at this point. The point is actually a more of a clear area right now. As then we get like a panel where we have everyone kind of everyone saying goodbye to the people there. As they have always saying, it might take time, but some people I know are trying to push forward. As they have Bob go upside down, screaming as he's again blasting. He's like, thanks anyway, but you can shove your sermon, yes, nutsack faced handyman. I mean, with the vulgarity. I mean, you can't remove that. That's just Bob Marco's character, but still, it's just funny how there's like this epic final battle, yeah, we still get like, be like, yeah, not sack faced handyman. So then we have Bastion screaming, great explosion, my god, dynamite! is then we got to confirming this thing that he was using about the move that he was building up when the whole Ayama assistance were happening. It's like, all I wanna know is how much punch my new cluster moves are lacking packing. Taking on one for all is just another box to take on the path to Shiraki, and all for one. So yeah, I guess this is now for the final panel of the chapter. We actually have Bakugo going there with this move being Howitzer Impact Cluster as he's right there next to Shiraki, as he's blurring all the hands there, as he seems to be using his right hand to destroy them behind, while I'm guessing the front hands left hand is being used to destroy up forward. As we just see this emerging impact to it. I'm kind of surprised we actually didn't end this chapter off with them straight up, in collide, just like saying big attack. And my fears about this chapter, the next one chapter, upcoming chapter, ending up with the villains be like, "Oh yeah, you guys are you guys are not winning this." Or what my like big turnaround is gonna happen with him going with his full attack and then not doing anything. I mean, remember, Shinobi can take a lot of damage even without a quirk. I mean, just look at all. You can take a lot of it. Like, it takes a lot to actually hurt him. So, I would not be surprised if, even if it stated, like, yes, Bakugo could have damaged majorly Shiraki if he was quirkless during the first war. He's so much stronger now that's essentially pointless. I mean, remember, Shiraki during that time was 75% done, and now he's supposed to be 100% done. And I'm assuming there is some natural growth going through it. But yeah, needless to say, things are not looking good for Buck. Things are not looking good, although they might look good. I don't really know at this point, but it all depends on the next chapter. And not gonna lie, I kind of have a bad feeling about this. I mean, just saying, we had All For One and Darby as well as Izuku both ending up in a very unknown manner with their villains who still seem to have a trick up their sleeve. And right now, we didn't even end this chapter off with a final impact. So just saying, if a next chapter's first couple of pages are just the actual impact, and then immediately after, in the middle, Shiraki just clears up, and then we cut to all over the places. We just see shit hitting the fan with heroes dying left, right, and center. I will not be surprised. But anyways, I hope you like this reaction. I hope you leave a like. Tell me your comments, your thoughts on this chapter in the comments below. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more videos in the future. And with that said, I cannot wait to see all of you mortals next time. Goodbye.